You see the final result in seconds. A golden crust. Cheese bubbling like tiny volcanoes. One clean roll of the cutter, and the whole pie becomes 8 perfect slices. But the hardest part is not cooking it. The hardest part is cooking it the same way again and again, hundreds of times per hour. Today, we are stepping inside a real pizza line to see what makes that consistency possible. From dough, to sauce, to cheese, to toppings, to the oven, to the box. This is not just a kitchen. It is a fast, controlled production line. Every station has one job: keep the pizza consistent, keep it safe, and keep it moving. Cold ingredients stay cold, hot steps stay hot, and the flow is designed so the pizza never waits long enough to lose quality. No signs, no branding, just equipment, timing, and technique. A pizza starts long before the oven. It begins with inventory that is separated by environment. Dry storage holds flour, yeast, salt, and sugar, sealed, stacked, and kept off the floor. Cold storage holds cheese, meats, and vegetables, organized by shelf life. Every batch is tracked, not with drama, but with simple discipline: first in, first out. The oldest approved stock moves first, so nothing sits long enough to change texture or flavor. Different locations can run different dough systems. Some mix dough on site, right here in the store. Others receive dough prepared by a central kitchen, often chilled or frozen, then tempered before use. 2 different methods, one shared goal: a dough that behaves the same every day. So it bakes the same every day. If dough is mixed in-house, water goes in first, then flour falls like a soft, pale storm. The spiral mixer folds and stretches until the dough becomes smooth and elastic. If dough arrives pre-made, the focus is tempering. The dough is brought to the right working softness, without sweating, without wet surfaces, without sticking. Because dough temperature matters. Too cold, and it tears. Too warm, and it overproofs. This is where consistency begins. Now the dough is divided by weight. Not by guess, by portion. Each size has a target mass for the same reason: time in the oven stays predictable. The dough pieces are rounded and tightened, so the surface becomes smooth. That surface tension is not cosmetic. It controls how the dough stretches, and how it rises. Inside the proofing cabinet, time becomes an ingredient. The dough relaxes. It slowly expands. The surface stays intact. No cracks, no dry skin. Too little proofing and the crust stays dense. Too much proofing and the dough collapses when it hits heat. The goal is simple: rise evenly, without losing strength. This chilled make table is the heart of the line. Everything is positioned for reach and rhythm. Sauce stays near center. Cheese sits where the dominant hand can grab and scatter. Toppings are grouped so the builder never hesitates. Speed is not chaos here. Speed is a repeatable pattern. Sauce is not just flavor. It is moisture management. Too much and the center goes soft. Too little and the bite feels dry. The sauce is portioned, spread in a controlled spiral, and stopped before the rim. That clean rim is not decoration. It is the future crust, designed to brown evenly. Cheese is applied like snowfall. Fine strands, even coverage. Portion control matters, because melt is chemistry. A heavy pile can trap steam. Thin spots can burn. Even cheese means even heat. And even heat means the same slice every time. Toppings look simple, until you scale them. Pepperoni needs consistent thickness so it curls the same. Mushrooms must be drained so they do not flood the surface. Onions and peppers need uniform cuts to cook in the same window as the cheese. Any topping that is bruised, wet, or uneven becomes a weak point. So the line filters quietly before it ever reaches the pizza. Pan pizza uses a different logic. The dough is pressed into an oiled pan, pushed to the edges, and shaped into a tall rim. That thin film of oil is intentional. In the oven, it creates a gentle fry along the bottom and rim, a crisp edge, a tender center. This is how a thick crust can still feel light. For thinner styles, the priority is uniform thickness. The dough is stretched or pressed into a wide circle. No holes. No thick lumps. No torn edges. Thin crust bakes fast, so mistakes show instantly. Even a few millimeters can decide whether it snaps or turns dry. This is the moment everything locks in. Sauce, cheese, toppings, a clean rim, a final visual check. Then the pizza moves forward with no pause. Because waiting is where quality starts to fall. Now the pizza enters the oven. Either a conveyor system, or a deck-style bake zone. What matters is not the type. What matters is stability. Stable heat. Stable airflow. Stable time in the chamber. The oven is where the line proves itself. At the exit, you can read the pizza in one glance. Cheese should bubble evenly, not burn in patches. The rim should be golden, not pale. The base should be set, not wet. This is quality control by trained eyes. Fast decisions, based on consistent standards. Cutting looks like the simplest step, until it is rushed. The wheel rolls in one confident pass. The slices separate cleanly. Toppings stay in place instead of dragging across the surface. If the cut is off, the box looks messy, and customers notice that instantly. Before the first bite, the box has one mission: protect the pizza during the journey. But here is the problem: hot pizza releases steam. If that steam has nowhere to go, the crust softens. So the packaging must keep heat while letting moisture escape. It is a small detail that decides whether the pizza arrives crisp or tired. Finished boxes move to staging, organized by order flow. The rule stays the same: the oldest ready pizza leaves first. That keeps waiting time short, and it keeps the product closest to the oven fresh moment. At peak hours, this line becomes a choreography. One person builds. One monitors the oven. One cuts. One boxes. No one does everything. Because consistency collapses when one person is overloaded. The system protects quality by protecting the rhythm. Cold ingredients remain in chilled zones. Containers stay covered when not in use. Tools are separated by ingredient groups. Surfaces are cleared and wiped between cycles. Food safety here is not a speech. It is a habit, built into every movement. When the rush ends, the real discipline begins. Topping bins come out. Surfaces are washed and dried. The make table returns to clean metal. The oven area is wiped down. Floors are cleared. Because the next shift needs a clean start. Not yesterday's smells and crumbs. If you compare two pizzas from the same system, the similarity is the point. The rim browns the same. The cheese melts the same. The topping coverage looks familiar. That is not luck. That is skilled hands working inside controlled steps. Scale does not remove craftsmanship. Scale demands it. Now the final proof. A slice lifts. The cheese stretches, short, clean strands. The crust edge resists slightly, then gives way. And you hear it. That crisp sound that tells you the bake, the moisture, and the timing were right. Because one small mistake. Too much sauce, uneven dough, weak oven heat, and this bite would feel completely different. So here is the full flow duff preparation or tempering. Portioning, proofing, sauce, cheese, toppings, oven bake, cutting, boxing, staging for delivery, and constant cleaning and control behind the scenes. If you enjoyed this factory style breakdown, hit like, share it with someone who loves pizza, and subscribe to New Food Magazine for more inside looks. And now I want to ask you, do you prefer a thick pan crust with a crispy edge, or a thin crust that snaps clean? Tell me in the comments, and name the next brand you want us to break down next.